The drama surrounding LeBron James' long-awaited return felt less like a simple lineup adjustment and more like a ripple through the entire NBA ecosystem. After a month on the sidelines and 14 games spent watching from a distance, the league's most polarizing superstar walked back onto the court to begin an unprecedented 23rd NBA season. A milestone that pushes him past Vince Carter and every other player who has ever laced up in the league. And yet, as historic as it was, all eyes were fixed not on the record he was breaking, but on the team he was re-entering. Because the Los Angeles Lakers had been thriving without him, 10 wins, 4 losses, 4th in the Western Conference, playing faster, cleaner, and in many ways freer than they had in years. So the question hung over the arena like a storm cloud. Would LeBron fit into this new version of the Lakers, or would the gravitational pull of his presence distort everything in its orbit? For one night, harmony prevailed. LeBron eased himself back into the lineup with a control that felt deliberate, almost cautious. He didn't score for the first 11 minutes he played, moving like someone testing the limits of his body, making sure every joint and muscle responded the way he needed. But what he lacked in scoring, he compensated for with orchestration, dishing out 12 assists while dropping 11 points in a game that ended in a 140-126 blowout over the unraveling Utah Jazz. It was the kind of stat line that suggests balance, unselfishness, and willingness to defer. Yet beneath those surface numbers lives a deeper, more complicated truth about where LeBron stands and where this team is heading. Because while LeBron was steady, Luka Doncic was incandescent. Luka's dominance was undeniable: 37 points, 10 assists, control of every possession, and a fluidity that made the game bend to his will. He didn't just look like the Lakers' primary star, he looked like the best offensive engine in basketball. And Austin Reaves, the undrafted marvel who has spent the past 2 seasons defying expectations, dropped 26 points with the ease of someone who has fully embraced his role as a rising star. Add DeAndre Ayton's 20 points and 14 rebounds, and suddenly LeBron wasn't even the third option in the Lakers' hierarchy. At times, he wasn't even the fourth. The numbers from this game tell a story far more revealing than anything in the box score. The Lakers outscored Utah comfortably, and nearly every rotation player finished with a double-digit positive plus-minus, except LeBron. His +1 stands out not because it's terrible, but because it's mundane in a night of dominance. It's the quietest plus-minus on the team among the real rotation players, barely edging out the deep bench unit that came in during garbage time, including his own son, Bronny, who finished with a -7 in 3 minutes despite hitting a late 3. For a player once worshipped for bending the game to his will, seeing him register the lowest impact of the core group is a sign of a new era, one where he no longer dictates the identity of his team but adapts to it. Most players entering their 23rd season wouldn't be questioned about their willingness to share the ball or take a step back. But LeBron James is not most players. His entire legacy was built on being the focal point, the center of gravity, the orchestrator and finisher and mastermind all at once. He is 7th all-time in usage rate. The game has always flowed through him by design, by necessity, by ideology. Now he's playing next to Luka, the single highest usage player in NBA history. A player whose ball dominance is not a stylistic preference but the foundational principle of his greatness. Add in Austin Reaves, whose efficiency and decision-making blossom when he has playmaking responsibilities, and suddenly the idea of LeBron willingly becoming a 3rd or 4th option feels almost unimaginable. Yet if he does accept that role, it reframes the entire outlook of the Lakers. A roster featuring 2 All-NBA caliber creators in Luka and Reaves, a nightly 20 and 10 presence in Ayton, and LeBron James as a secondary or tertiary weapon on top of that should theoretically be the most dangerous team in basketball. Luka would finish top 3 in MVP voting. Reaves, statistically ranking among the 15 most impactful players in the league this season, would slam the door on any argument against his all-star candidacy. Ayton would provide stability. And LeBron, if he truly embraces the shift, could become the ultimate luxury piece, a hyper-experienced, hyper-intelligent veteran who only needs to be great in spurts. In theory, this formula should produce a championship. In practice, the Western Conference is a fortress with no cracks. Nikola Jokic, in the dead center of his prime, is playing basketball at a level so far beyond the rest of the league that comparisons to historical greats have become necessary. Not for nostalgia, but for context. His gap over the next best player is as massive as the peak dominance of Jordan, the only modern precedent for a player separating himself this completely. And yet his Nuggets are only the 3rd best team in the West. Because the Houston Rockets, armed with the most efficient offense in the league, are surging toward elite status. And the Oklahoma City Thunder, without Jalen Williams even touching the floor, are blitzing opponents by 16 points per game, pacing toward a mythical 77-5 record. In this landscape, the Lakers aren't giants, they're climbers. And LeBron's return doesn't guarantee they climb fast enough. Even if everything clicks perfectly, even if LeBron blends in seamlessly and Luka reaches a transcendent level and Reeves looks like a star, this team's realistic ceiling appears to be a first-round exit. At best, they lock into a 4-5 matchup, possibly against the Timberwolves, a team that dismantled them with ease last postseason. The math doesn't change. The trajectory doesn't bend. The path doesn't open. And even if, by miracle or matchup manipulation, they win a championship behind Luka and Reeves, what does that do for LeBron? He has made no secret that legacy matters. He wants to chase ghosts. He wants to reach Jordan. But winning a fifth ring as the third or fourth best player on his team does not close the gap. It widens it. It invites criticism, not validation. All of this creates a tension that follows LeBron into every possession, every substitution, every box score. A tension between past and present, ambition and reality, legacy and adaptation. For one night, the illusion held. But illusions fade. And the question is not whether LeBron can perform. It's whether he can let others perform more. But for now, the Lakers breathe easy. LeBron is back. The crowd is cheering. And the future, complicated as it may be, still carries a flicker of hope. If you made it this far, let me know your thoughts below. Do you think LeBron can truly accept a lesser role? Are Luka and Reeves the future of this franchise? And is this Lakers team heading toward greatness or a crash landing? Drop your opinions in the comments, hit the like button to support the channel, subscribe if you haven't already, and turn on notifications so you never miss another deep dive breakdown. Until next time.